Hey guys, here for the third Magic Origins draft here on the Nitsuhone Magic channel. Post a new draft every Monday if you didn't know, so there's lots of drafts to check out. This, as I said, this is the third in Magic Origins, but I also have Dragons of Tarkir, Modern Masters, and a few weird ones like Holiday Cube and a Mirrodin draft. So let's see what we get here. Ooh, yeah. That's what you want to open in pack one right there, is Languish. It's a great card. I think it's also worth something. So it's what we'll be taking here. Other good cards here are Anchor to the Ether, Fiery Impulse, Crow and Sergeant, Wild Instincts. Those are all really good cards, but obviously Languish outdoes all of them. And I think Languish can also help pay for at least part of this draft now that it's in it's in a lot of decks. It's only actually 2.5 tickets, so I probably won't even bother selling it. It's pretty good for a commander deck. But yeah, the rank of the cards here is, like I say, Languish number 1, Fiery Impulse number 2, Anchor to the Ether number 3, Wild Instincts 4, Crow and Sergeant 5. I think that's what I'd say here. Those are the 5 best cards in the pack. But we'll take Languish because it's amazing. So we're going to be in black, I'm thinking. Of course, there's nothing really good in black here. I mean, Gnarl Root Trapper's okay, I guess, but you don't really want to second pick a Gnarl Root Trappers. Rock Smallers is pretty good. I think it may be our pick here. Prickle Boar is good too, but I think the Maulers are just better. I think Rock Smallers is the best card in this pack. Fiery Conclusion could be good if we want to go red-black, it can be very good. But you got to end up in that archetype, and that's not guaranteed to. The colors may not be open. I mean, I'm going to try my hardest to stay with Languish just because it's so powerful, but I think we just take the Maulers here. I think it was the best card in the pack, better than Fiery Conclusion even. I haven't done a whole lot of drafting green in this format, so it's nice to get a green card early. May end up not mattering at all. We may end up not going green. Let's see what we have here. Well, there we go. Man, Thunderclap Wyvern I love, and I really want to make a deck with it. I haven't gotten the chance to make a Thunderclap Wyvern deck yet in this format, but, it's not something we're going to be able to play in the deck we're putting together here. There is, however, a Separatist Void Mage here, which, maybe I would be able to play if I end up going with blue. And I do think Separatist Void Mage is the best card in this pack. Deadbird Shaman's good too, but not on the level of Separatist Void Mage. Shambling Ghoul is also good. I could try to stay open. But I like to just take the best cards in each pack early, and that's definitely Separatist Void Mage in that pack. Sentinel, okay, maybe we are going to end up white. Sentinel of the Eternal Watch is too good to pass. Some people are calling it the mythic uncommon of this set. I know we'll have taken 4 cards of 4 different colors, but with this huge black bomb and this great white bomb, which, by the way, survives Languish, I think black-white's going to be where we want to go the most, where we're going to hope to go from here on out. Sentinel of the Eternal Watch is just too good. It's a card I definitely overlooked in my review videos. Now there's a Displacement Wave. What weird things are going on here. Heavy Infantry is okay. It's not exciting. I think I'm just going to take a Grasp of the Heromancer here. Black-white is going to care about enchantments. Chances are good we pick up at least one card that cares about them, and the Grasp is a pretty good aura. You have to use it to play around. You have to play it at a time you can play around your opponent's effects. This pack's relatively weak. I think Displacement Wave probably is the best card here, and Disperse is second best, but I'm going to take the Grasp for myself and hope we can get into this black-white enchantment archetype. Okay. Skyraker Giant's very good, but I think, I could take it and sort of hedge and start going towards red, but Eyeblight Assassin is good too. It's not as good as Skyraker Giant, but Eyeblight Assassin's good. Can kill Thopter tokens, and those are always a problem in this format. So yeah, we'll take the Assassin. It is very good though, again, also because of Thopters, so that's something to keep in mind. Chief of the Foundry is pretty good, and so is Deadbridge Shaman. We're not in a color that's going to end up with a lot of artifact creatures, really. If I was in blue or red, I would be more inclined to pick up the Chief of the Foundry over the Deadbridge Shaman. But because we're not, actually, I just changed my mind. Totem Guide Heartbeast is what I think we want here because it can help fetch us enchantments. And if this is still here, it means the enchantment archetype isn't being pursued really actively. Deadbird Shaman's good, and so is Chief of the Foundry, but we want that Totem Guide Heart Beast. I mean, it already has one target, and it's going to get more. Here we're going to take Celestial Flare. It's a nice removal spell, not an amazing one. I think I overrated it a little bit early. I thought of it as like premium removal, and it's not quite. That's for sure. Okay. Enshrouding Mist is a great combat trick, but it's always around late, and it shouldn't be, I don't think, but it always is. And we're just going to take Charging Griffin, the more aggressive card. 4 mana, 3/3, basically. I know it's a 2/2, but it gets +1/+1 every time you swing with it. Until end of turn, I should say. It would be awesome if it was forever. I think I'll take Heavy Infantry. I don't really want to be playing it, but it could be in our deck in the end. By the way, Totem Guide Heart Beast also survives Languish. I think that's pretty great. Another Heavy Infantry. I think maybe I'll take Healing Hands for the sideboard. I'm not going to play more than one Heavy Infantry. Healing Hands is all right against an opponent who's just, filled with burn and speed, but I don't like it other than that. We'll take a Catacomb Slug. May make our deck. We could be a controlling build, which is hard to make happen in this format. Wow, lots of Heavy Infantry. We'll take a touch of Moonglove, even though I think it's worse than Heavy Infantry, but maybe I should have let someone else take it and put it in their deck. We are kind of a controlling build. We're going to want to get to our, 5 and 6 drops, and we don't want this in here right now. So Catacomb Slug could actually be good in this deck, depending on what we end up with here. All right, wow. This is a hard one. I mean, Whirler Rogue's very good. It's actually not that hard, but Knightly Valor is very good, and I would really like it, especially in conjunction with my Totem Guide Heart Beast. But I think I just need to take the Priest of the Bloodright. It's just too good not to take. It's a great card. It's one of the best rares in the format, along with Languish. And I think that's what we take here. Other cards that are very good here are Whirler Rogue. If we were in blue, that's first pickable, although I think you still take the Priest before it. But I think the best 2 cards are Priest, Whirler Rogue, and number 3 is probably Knightly Valor. Then probably Zendikar Incarnate in this pack. That's probably where I'd go for the 4 best cards. They're all here in an order, so it wasn't too hard to find them. Other good cards in here, though, were like Timberpack Wolf, Fetid Imp, Firefiend Elemental. Those are all what I would say are good cards, but there's plenty of other playables in it, too. But we need to pick up removal for that, for sure. I mean, we do have the mass board removal, but other than that, we don't seem to have much removal. So that's definitely something we want. Okay, so Anointer of Champions is a pretty alright. It's more than pretty alright. It's a good card. I don't know if we want it in this deck. I mean, it's sort of aggressive. I think Deadbridge Shaman might be more what we're looking for. The Anointer can be pretty great, though. It can help our guys punch through, and I know I'm going to see more Deadbridge Shamans. They're always around, and so I think I'm just going to take the Anointer. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it yet. I've played against it. I know it can be very good, and we're not looking like we're super aggressive, but even then it can help punch through damage in the early game. That can be pretty important. So we'll take it. We'll take the little 1-drop. There aren't many playable 1-drops in the format, so it's nice to have one. Magic Online is being quite slow right now. Catacomb Slug's looking less likely. I mean, we have enough 5-drops as it is. We don't really want that. Okay, Demonic Pact. That is definitely interesting for our deck. We do have an enchantment theme of sorts in this deck, in this archetype. And it is, in fact, an enchantment. And I can pick up some ways to kill enchantments. But there's also a Reef Soul. Like, if that Reef Soul wasn't there, and all I would be giving up is a Grasp of the Hieromancer or a Heavy Infantry, I think I would take the Demonic Pact like in a heartbeat and try to make that work. But if we already had a couple ways to destroy enchantments too, I might do it, but I just think it's too risky. The Demonic Pact is really cool, but I think we just go with Reef Soul and the nice removal spell. We definitely need some more removal. Dark Petition now. We're just seeing all the rares. But again, Dark Petition's good, and it can help us search out one of our big bombs. I guess. Maybe that is what I want to take. Being able to search out for Priest or Languish. Yeah, with Languish and Priest and Sentinel, I think we do actually want Dark Petition. Most of the time I'd say take Unholy Hunger, but Dark Petition's very good. I think that's what we want to take here. The ability to search for whatever we want. Shadows of the Past is also tempting, but I would take either of these over it, and I think we're going to take Dark Petition. Being able to search for any card is pretty big, and it can help us. Makes me kind of wish now I'd kept that pick the Demonic Pact, because now if I pick up just 2 Enchantment Destruction guys, those little cat monks who do it, I would be in pretty great shape for things. And we have another big 7-drop, a big late game play in Majoring Responder. But I don't think we want it. I think it's probably better to just take another 2-drop. You need 2 drops in this format. Even a control deck does, because it's just easy to get overwhelmed early. I mean, we do have Languish, but we're not always going to draw it. The Majoring Responder is a little tempting, certainly, but I think I just take the Token Freeblade. It's a great card. I think it's a card I overlooked in my set review. I think Token Freeblade may be good. We would like to pick up some more auras. Right now, all we have is a Grasp of the Heromancer. If we don't pick up like another decent aura like Suppression Bonds or Knightly Valor, Totem Guide Heartbeast may not make our deck. We could pick up another Grasp of the Heromancer here, and that's worth thinking about, but I think I'd rather just take another Eyeblight Assassin. I think they're pretty good. Definitely better than Grasp of the Heromancer. So we'll go with another Eyeblight Assassin. Yeah, I mean, the way things are going, we'll be able to go Languish, play big, 5 mana, 6 mana dude, turn after, and things will be pretty good for us. We do have an Auramancer here who can help get back Grasp of the Heromancer, but I think we want another Freeblade. They're just very good. We're definitely morphing into a more aggressive deck that'll probably just hold on to Languish when I start getting behind and play it. But I could also be really aggressive early, beat down with these Token Freeblades and stuff like that, and then later look to just wipe the board with our Languish and play our bigger drops after that. I don't like Aven Battle Priest very much. It's an okay sideboard card if you really want to be gaining life. I think I just take the Guardian Automaton here. It's boring, 4 mana, 3/3, but its ability. And it's also a 3/3. It does have flying though too. Here I think we take the Ambryn Tactician. It's fine. We do have some low drops that will benefit from the mass pump, so we'll go for that. Another Healing Hands. This came back, but here's an Aura. I don't think it's good enough. If it were another Grasp, I'd play it. Here, Infernal Scarring is playable, certainly, but I think I want Deadbridge Shaman more. It's just, it's a 2-for-1, and I love 2-for-1s. All of these guys can potentially be 2-for-1s, because the Eyeblight Assassin can take out something with 1 toughness and then block something with 2 and kill it. We'll take another Grasp here, though. We may play both, especially with Totem Guide Heartbeast. Yeah, I have not drafted a white-black deck yet. This is my first one. I'll take Aven Battle Priest now for the sideboard. Actually, it costs 2 more. I was thinking it costs 5. At 5, it'd probably be playable, actually. It makes sense that it costs 6. Okay, another Eyeblight Assassin. That's pretty crazy, and I'm happy to take it. Night Snare, pretty unplayable, but I guess against an opponent who I feel like has huge bombs they can play, Night Snare could be okay, to make them discard a card, but I've never cited it in so far. But our deck's looking really strong, I think. Probably won't end up playing heavy infantry if we're lucky. That's not really a card you want to be playing most of the time, I don't think. Maybe if you're in a deck with tons of renown, you want to be. Okay, Bloodcurse Knight is very good, and I think it's what we take here. We've got 2 enchantments right now. And I think that's enough. It is a 3 mana 3/2 anyway, and he gets to be ridiculous with enchantments. And I've got opportunities here to pick up some more. I think I like him more than the Knight of the Pilgrim's Road. He's just got way more upside, even if he is a little harder to cast. Consecrated by Blood is also pretty good, but it's definitely not as good as either of these. I think I would take it later, and maybe we'll pick one up later. It is an Aura, and that would be nice. Again, with our Totem Guide Heartbeast, and now our Bloodcurse Knight here to help us be more in this black-white archetype. Yeah, heavy infantry is not going to make the cut. If I pick up a different aura, Grasp of the Hieromancer probably won't make the cut either. Another Totem Guide Heart Beast is interesting, but I don't think I want it. I don't feel like I've got enough. I mean, I feel like I've got enough of those. I don't have enough auras, is what I'm trying to say for it. But I'm kind of lacking in removal. Again, we do have Languish, but Unholy Hunger is, I think, what we want here. War Oracle is also very good. Amprint Tactician's pretty good. We've already got one, and the Heart Beast is good. Fetid Imp's good too, but I think we just want another big removal spell. For sure. Yeah, I'm liking the looks of this thing. I tell you that. All right, so let's take this out. Maybe, if it'll let me. There it goes. And this heavy infantry out as well. We have another Token Freeblade, which getting 3 of those would really put us in an aggressive deck, and I'm fine with that. There's also another Anointer of Champions, but I think the Freeblade's what I want most. Fetid Imp is fine. I mean, even good. Deadbridge Shaman's good. Foundry of the Consuls is also good, but I think we just take another Freeblade and really just go aggressive here, and be happy with that. It's also a guy who's not bad to play post Languish. You know, probably he's going to get in there. Chances are good he gets in there, especially if we Languish once our opponent's hand is empty. And the thing about Languish too is, like, if it's in our opening hand, we know it's coming, so we don't need to overcommit to the board if it's in our hand or we draw it, and our opponent does not know it's coming. So that's what can be dangerous for them. Got another Auramancer, but I don't think I really want an Auramancer. I think I probably just want Cruel Revival. You know, this late removal is good to have to sort of back up our Languish if we get our Languish. And, you know, Malakir Coldblade's good. Not amazing, but good. And Guardian Automaton's good too. And Auramancer is about the same place, but I think we just take Cruel Revival here. Really puts us where we want to be with our spells. Our removal, I mean, we don't need to be looking for removal at all now, I don't think. Another 2-drop here might just be what I take, although never mind, there's a Stalwart Haven. It's better than a Rune Servitor. Get a little more prowess in here. We may not pick up any more auras, but with 2 of these, I'm still going to run Totem Guide Heart Beast and Blood Curse Knight. I think I'm fine with that. It's interesting because we haven't seen Suppression Bonds at all, but we've gotten 3 Token Freeblades and a Sentinel of the Eternal Watch, although I think that was an early pickup. Citadel Castellan's pretty good, but it's a little risky to try to splash it. I think I just take an Enlightened Ascetic for the sideboard. I don't really want Yoke Docs in this deck. The Enlightened Ascetic can blow up some problem enchantments, which there are many of in this format, like Suppression Bonds and Claustrophobia. Even that Demonic Pact, if we're worried our opponent is going to find a way around it. Okay, there's an Infernal Scarring. And that's pretty nice. It is an aura. It does make our dudes better. You know, it makes our Blood Curse Knight and our Totem Guide Heart Beast better. Malakir Coldblade's here too. And a Rogue's Passage. This is a pretty good late pack. Shoot. I just can't take Infernal Scarring like over these things. I think I take the Rogue's Passage. It's just really good way to finish our opponent off with, you know, an unblockable creature. There's an Evolving Wilds that may be worth getting. There's not much else in this pack that I like, so we're just going to take the Evolving Wilds. Help us fix a little bit. It won't hurt to fix us. You know, we do want double black pretty badly. Right, Consecrated by Blood came back, and we're definitely going to play that. I think it's a very good aura. +2/+2 in flying. Plus, like, you know, you can regenerate the guy. You know, at a high cost, it costs 2 creatures to regenerate. But just being able to protect this huge flyer late game can be huge. Like, you know, no matter what you put it on, it's going to become a big problem for the opponent. So putting it on Blood Curse Knight was probably the dream, but it's probably not always going to happen. Trying to decide if I just want to take the Displacement Wave. Yeah, I think I will, just because I want it for my collection. So I will. I wasn't going to play that Centaur, so we do have some decisions to make in trimming our deck. Yeah, there's another Coldblade, but I think I like Auramancer in our deck because we have so many auras that are just enchant creatures, our own creature type things, and getting them back will be big. You know, we can, you know, then stick it on the Auramancer, for example. We'll take a Centaur. And another Catacomb Slug, but yeah, we're not playing that. I do think we want to keep Dark Petition in our deck. I think being able to search for, the bombs we have, like our Languish, our Priest of the Bloodrite, and our Sentinel of the Eternal Watch is really what we want to be doing. We may want to be running 18 lands in this thing, especially because we're running 2 that don't actually produce mana. I mean, they do produce mana, but not colored mana, although Evolving Wilds helps us fix. Let's look at our curve before we look at anything else. All right. Most of our removal is pretty expensive. Well, we really only have Cruel Revival and Holy Hunger, Reeve's Soul, and Celestial Flare. We don't have a whole lot of removal. I mean, we do have Languish as well, let's not forget. But let's take these out of here, and we need to figure out our deck a little bit. We need to figure out if we want it to be more aggressive or a little more controlling. We do have, the pieces to make it more controlling, and we could make our curve, take out some of these things like Amprint Tactician, and I think that is what I'm going to do. I think we only want 1 Tactician in this deck. It's not a super aggressive deck. I mean, it is in some ways, but we can win late game. We don't need to try to push through a bunch of damage early. I think 2 Eyeblight Assassins is probably also where we want to go. And maybe, I think we do cut 1 Grasp now. I like Consecrated by Blood better, so I think we cut 1 Grasp. Okay, so I think we do need to still cut 2 more cards and run 18 lands in here. I think that's definitely what we want to do, but what do we cut is the question. I like the Anointer. It's nice to have a 1-drop just in general. This is hard. Maybe we cut the Auramancer. I mean, I did say it would be nice, but we're also going to draw it at times where we just don't have auras, and then it's just a 3-mana 2/2. We don't have auras in our graveyard, so I think we cut it. Maybe against an opponent where we see lots of enchantment removal, then maybe we'd side it in. Like a green opponent who has Caustic Caterpillar and the 5-mana 4/4 Dryad who blows up an enchantment or artifact. And maybe we just cut the Automaton now. That probably is weaker than some of our other things. It's probably our weakest card that was still in the deck. So I think we just go with this. And we, try to win damage in the early game with our efficient early drops and auras and stuff. And then if we can't do that, we drop a Languish and then move into our bigger high mana cost bombs and back it up with some more removal. That's going to be what we want to be doing anyway. So we bring in Rogue's Passage, and I think we also want the Wilds. We do need double white and double black pretty consistently in this deck. So I think that'll help with that. Sort by color. Yeah, I think we want more swamps and mountain plains. Definitely more swamps and mountains. Yeah, but maybe 8 and 8's a good divide. I mean, do I want 9/7? No, I think 8/8's probably right. Things like Languish and Unholy Hunger and our Priest and Dark Petition, we don't need the mana right away. And we've still got 9 sources with our Evolving Wilds. We'll use it to get whatever we don't have a double color of when we play the Evolving Wilds. So in our hand or in play or whatever. So that's our deck. I think it's going to be a pretty strong one. We went a little bit into the enchantment archetype, but really the only thing we got are Blood-Cursed Vampire guy here. Blood-Cursed Knight, I think is what it is. And our Totem Guide Heartbeast. But I think, it'll be fun. I haven't played Black-White in this format at all yet, so it'll be a learning experience for me, and I hope you enjoy it as well. I'll see you in round 1, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and